My name is Konstantinos Gabriel. I am a teacher of physics, and the video that you are watching refers to mathematics. Actually, basic mathematics, and the first introductory lesson of them with the title Kinds of Numbers. Let's see the kinds of numbers that we have. We have the real numbers, the quotient numbers, the integers, the naturals, and the complex numbers. The real number is every number that we can count. For example, 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3, etc. Or in the form of a decimal number, 0 plus minus 0 0.1 plus minus 0 0.2 and so on. Or in the form of a decimal number like 152.2364 and so on. This is also an real number. All the numbers that we can count are real numbers. If we see a group uh, of numbers that is symbolized by the letter R star, means that we have all the real numbers without considering zero. If we have a group of real numbers that is symbolized by the R plus symbol, means that we have all the positive real numbers. And if we have a group of numbers which is symbolized by the R minus uh, symbol, means that we have all the negative real numbers. Let's continue with the quotient numbers. The quotient numbers, the group of quotient numbers, is symbolized by the letter Q capital. The quotient is every number that we can write in fraction mode. For example, number 2 is equal to the fraction with 2 uh, to the numerator and 1 to the denominator, or the fraction 3/4. Or if we have the decimal number 25.324, that can be written in the form of a fraction, uh, 25, 324, 1,000. Here we must be careful because not all the decimal numbers are quotient numbers, because not all of them can be written in fraction modes, uh, in a fraction mode way. Let's see an example. 23.435678 and non-stopping the digits after the decimal point do not stop. Uh, this number cannot be written in a fraction mode. So this number is not a quotient number. If we see now a group of numbers that is symbolized by the Q star symbol, means that we have all the quotient numbers without considering zero. If we have a group of numbers which is symbolized with a Q plus symbol, means that we have all the positive quotient numbers. And if we see a Q minus group of quotient numbers, means that we have all the negative quotient numbers. Now, the integers. The integers are symbolized by the letter Z capital. Z capital from Zahl in German language, which means number. The integer is every whole number without commas. Uh, for example, the decimal numbers are not integers. So we have only 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on. Now, the group of numbers that is symbolized by the Z star symbol means is the group of numbers without of the integer numbers without considering zero. The integer numbers the group of integer numbers with z plus symbol are the numbers with positive integer or all the positive integers, and the z minus symbolized group of numbers means that we have all the negative integer numbers. The natural numbers now that are symbolized by the letter N capital from the word natural. The natural number is every positive whole number, every positive whole number, which means every positive integer including 0. 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, not the negatives, and no decimals. Okay. And finally, we have the complex numbers that are symbolized by the letter C capital. And why we call these numbers complex numbers? These numbers are called that way because they are combined by two parts. One part is the real part, and the other part is the imaginative part. And let's see what we mean by this. We have the Z uh, complex number that is equal to A plus BI. The A number is the real part of the complex number. The BI part is the imaginative part. And why we call this part imaginative? We suppose that we have an I number, I squared, that is equal to minus 1. In real numbers, in the real group of numbers, this cannot be happened. Every number, negative, even if it is negative, every negative number squared cannot be equal to a negative number. Every negative squared number is equal to a positive number. So we imagine that we have a number I, let's say, squared, which is equal to minus 1. So the complex numbers, we can say that can be represented by an arrow, like vectors. The vectors are quantities that have the magnitude and direction, have magnitudes and directions, the vectors. Also, the vectors have two components. One component on the horizontal axis and one component on the vertical axis. Here we have on the horizontal axis is the axis of real numbers, and the vertical axis, the perpendicular to the horizontal axis, perpendicular axis, is the axis of imaginative numbers. So the vector that represents Z complex, the complex number Z, has a magnitude which is equal to square of A squared plus B squared. Now, the direction of this vector, of the arrow that represents this vector, its direction is represented by the tangent of the angle with a letter theta in Greek, with the Greek letter theta or any other letter. It's the tangent of theta that is equal to the fraction with b to the numerator and a to the denominator. So this is a full presentation of all the kinds of numbers.